welcome to my channel. I got my new ESXi host today, and I was looking at some of the ways I may be able to harden my host, and I thought it would be a good idea to do some of this hardening and tuning and share it on my YouTube channel for you guys. I'm going to install an embedded web client, tweak some of the SSH settings, and go over some of the basic firewall configuration and talk about the ESXCLI tool. And we'll also look at how we can use that ESXCLI tool to manage ESXi Firewall from the command line. Let's get started. I'm logged into my ESXi host using the vsphere client. If you already have SSH service enabled and running and you can access the command line over SSH, then you can actually skip this and continue on from where we access the ESXi host over SSH. But let's go ahead and enable the SSH. We go to the configuration, go to the security profile. Here, click on the properties on the services. The SSH is running here. I had already started it. If you have this stopped, you can just click on the options and then you can actually select one of these startup policies, and then if it's stopped, you can click on start and start the SSH service. Then there is also this firewall. You can manage this firewall from here. You can click on properties. You can see what ports are configured for all these services. You can click on the firewall and actually manage the firewall from this UI tool. So you can do allow connections from any IP addresses, only allow from the following networks. You can select a different service. You can go into firewall. You can allow it from a certain IP address range or from any IP address. We will skip that. We will actually manage all this from the SSH session. The way I'm thinking to harden my server is to change the SSH default port, disable password authentication so I can only authenticate using a key, and then I will restrict the web access or the vsphere client access only to my known IP address. If my IP changes or if I need to add an additional IP address to allow access, I will just log in using my key over SSH and update my IP or add an additional IP or range, and then I'll be on my way. So we'll basically disable web access to unknown IPs. Once we have the SSH access, we'll go ahead and install the web client, which is basically HTML5 web UI where you can manage your ESXi host and virtual machines. In order to install the web UI, you can do a quick Google search on VMware ESXi web UI and click on the first link that takes you to this page. Here you can download this VIB file, or you can just right click, copy link address, go to your SSH session, and you can duplicate the file. Then you can execute ESXCLI software VIB install -v, and then we downloaded it to the TMP folder, so we'll just do ESX UI. I've already done this on my host, so I'm skipping that. The other option is you can also execute the installation without actually downloading by just providing the URL. So either way, you can install the web UI. Once you have the web UI installed, if you access your ESXi host's IP/UI, then you will get this screen here. I can then log into this using my regular username and password. And there you go. I can manage the ESXi host using this HTML5 enabled web interface. With this web interface, basically you can manage the entire ESXi host. So I think it's a good idea to be able to restrict this web interface to certain known IPs. Now we'll go ahead and change the SSH port on our ESXi host, and then finally we will configure the firewall to block the UI access to everyone else but our known IP address. In order to change the SSH port, we need to edit this file etc vmware firewall service.xml. This is the XML file that defines all the services and the ports associated with them. This file is by default read only, and you cannot change the content of this file. So in order to be able to change the content, you have to change the permission to 644. Let's see, VMware Firewall Service XML. We are basically just giving right permission to the root user. As you can see here, let's see, VMware Firewall Service.xml. Now the root user has the right permission, and we can go ahead and edit that. We'll change the port to 2222 for this example. Save it. Next, we need to update the ESXi services file to reflect that change in the port. So we'll go ahead and do 644 ESXi services, vi ESXi services. We'll search for SSH. There are two ports, so we'll change them to 2222. 22, and save it. Now all we have to do is network firewall refresh. Before we do that, we actually should restart the SSH service. In order to restart SSH, you can issue etc init.d and then SSH restart. Okay, that restarts the SSH. Now let's go ahead and refresh the ESXi firewall. In order to do that, we'll just go ahead and do the ESXCLI network firewall refresh. And looks like we lost connection on our port 22. Now let's try to log into the SSH session over port 2222. Now I'm logging to the same host over port 2222. Go ahead and type the password. And I'm logged in. Alright, now that we changed the default SSH port to something other than the default port, let's go ahead and configure passwordless authentication for SSH and completely disable the password authentication. In order to do that, we have to add the public key to the ESXi SSH keys-root and then the authorized keys file. So this file is empty by default. You just have to put the public key that you want to authorize. I'm not going to cover how to create the private public key pair for SSH on this video, but if you would like to learn more about that, just give me a comment and I will create another separate video on how to configure or create the private public key pairs for passwordless SSH authentication. Here's my public key. I pasted it here. I save it. Then we go to the ESXi SSH SSHD_config. So here we are going to set the permit root login to without password. So it'll still allow the root login but without a password, meaning you can only use certificate-based authentication or the key-based authentication. Oops. Next, we are going to set the password authentication to no. So we'll say password authentication to no. Alright, the challenge response authentication is already set to no. We'll go ahead and save it. Now I'm going to restart the SSH service. The SSH restart. So now if I try to log in again, I'm typing my username, and as soon as I type my username, it does not even prompt me for password. It just disconnects me saying that no supported authentication methods are available. We just got our password authentication disabled. Now let me show you passwordless authentication to just that server. Alright, here's my other login attempt. I have the keys configured to this PuTTY session Now when I do the root, then so it just authenticates me using my private key. That's how you disable the password authentication and enable passwordless SSH authentication on the ESXi host. Now we are onto the final topic of this video. We are going to talk about the ESXCLI tool and how we can use that to manage the ESXi firewall. In order to configure and manage the ESXi firewall, we are going to be using the ESXCLI network firewall command. If you just press enter, you will see different options available. So now we can see that we have the available namespace is the rule set, and then the available commands are the get, load, refresh, set, and unload. On the namespace side, you have the rule set command that you can use to list and update the firewall rule set configuration. So the rule set applies to various services. On the ESXCLI network firewall, if we just do the get command, we actually get the current status of the firewall. As you can see here, the default action is set to drop, enabled, it's enabled, and it's loaded. This is the high security and the default configuration mode of the ESXi host firewall. It blocks all incoming and outgoing traffic except for the known ports. The next mode is the medium mode. You have the option to configure your firewall in the medium mode, where it blocks all incoming except the default ports, and any ports you open, and outgoing is not blocked. You can set to the medium configuration mode by running the command ESXCLI network firewall set -d true. So this -d is going to set the default action to actually pass. As you can see there, -d true causes the default action to be passed. Now if you wanted to go back to the strict mode, you just set it to false, and you can set enabled to true, and that will get you back to the high security mode or the default block mode. Then there's the low security mode, where none of the incoming or the outgoing connections are blocked. The firewall is basically off. You can configure the firewall into that mode, which I don't recommend, by issuing the command ESXCLI network firewall set -e false. So that'll set your firewall to the low security mode. Let's go ahead and do a get. So you can see the default action is drop, but the enabled is set to false, so it doesn't even matter. Now we'll go back and set it to the high security mode, and let's do that. So everything is back to the high security mode. In order to list the current firewall rules, you can run ESXCLI network firewall rule set in a list. So this will list all the firewall rules and whether or not they are enabled. We can see the SSH server is enabled, the DHCP is enabled, DNS, SNMP, and all that fun stuff. We can see that the web access is also set to true. We want to block the web access and the vsphere client, both options. Now, in order to do that, what we are going to do is we need to find out the names first. So it's the vsphere client and the web access. Alright, let me just go ahead and run the ESXCLI network rule set list, and then grep for web access and the vsphere. So that's the firewall here. Okay, so I just have a reference to those rule sets. Now what we are going to do is ESXCLI network firewall rule set allowed IP -r is going to be our web access, for example, and we're going to add the IP address, say 10.10.10.1. Allowed IP, I just need to use this add over here. Now the ESXCLI is coming back and telling us that we couldn't update allowed IP list when allowed all flag is true, which kind of makes sense. So in order to disable that, what we are going to do is we are going to set the allowed all flag to false. ESXCLI network firewall rule set allowed IP. We are going to have to use the set keyword in this case. Set allowed dash all to false for web access as well as the vsphere client. Now we can go back to our command and we can allow that IP for web access. Similarly for the vsphere client. Okay, now let's try to access the web URL one more time. And it's spinning and we're not able to. I'm gonna log out, exit, and try to do my vsphere client once again. My password in, try to log in, and the firewall is actually blocking it, and we can see that the web UI is stuck at connecting and the vsphere client is also set at connecting. You can see the connection failed, and on the web browser we got the cannot be reached. I'll go back to the this was just the IP address for demo. I'm going to remove it. And for the web access, I'm going to remove that. I'm going to allow my IP. We can actually allow the IP in the subnet format. Let me go ahead and put that IP address in there. Same for the vsphere client. Oops, I need to add it. And we should now be able to access the login. And you can see that we're able to log into the web interface. And let's go back to our vsphere client and try to log in. And we can log into the vsphere client as well. So that's how you can actually tweak the SSH configuration to harden your ESXi host a little bit and also restrict the web access and the vSphere client access to the minimum to the known IP addresses. I hope this video was useful. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.